And hello and welcome to the FAL Crypto Minute. My name is Jason Lajara, and on today's show, we're going to be going over the top 10 cryptos for the day, as well as Three Arrows Capital borrowed from lending firm Genesis, committee formed for liquidation process, and South Korean police raid several crypto exchanges in connection to Terra Labs collapse. All that and more on today's episode of the FAL Crypto Minute. Before we get into the news stories, let's go over the top 10 cryptos for the day. At number 1, we have Bitcoin at $23,569, down 0.66%. At number 2, we have Ethereum at $1,549, down 0.66%. At number 3, we have Tether. At number 4, we have USDC. At number 5 is BNB at $264, down 0.66%. At number 8 is XRP at 36 cents, down 0.96%. At number 7, we have Binance USD. At number 8, we have Cardano at 50 cents, down 0.91%. At number 9, we have Solana at $43, down 1.06%. And at number 10, we have Dogecoin at 70 cents, down 1.57%. I recorded this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for frame of reference. Moving into our first story, South Korean police raid several crypto exchanges in connection to Terra Labs collapse. South Korean exchange Upbit and other cryptocurrency exchanges were raided by police on Wednesday by a group of detectives looking into the fraud case connected to the fall of Terra Labs tokens Terra USD and Luna, according to a report by Yonhap News Agency. According to the report, the offices of Upbit, BitThumb, CoinOne, as well as 4 other local exchanges were raided by the Seoul Southern District Prosecutor's Office. Beginning around 5:30 p.m. local time, the officers are said to have taken transaction records and other evidence. The team hopes to study the materials and question potential witnesses to measure the extent to which the collapse of Terra Labs had on its investors and if its CEO Do Kwon purposely sought after the failure of the Terra ecosystem. The team behind the investigation also raided several other locations, including the offices and homes of those potentially connected to the case. After depegging from the US dollar, Terra's algorithmic USD stablecoin collapsed this past May due in part to large withdrawals coming from the Terra DeFi platform Anchor. This resulted in billions of people's wealth being eliminated from the market. The fall of Terra also saw many countries beginning to question whether the regulatory safeguards were in place for the people affected by the collapse, leading to much backlash in the industry. The U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, is currently investigating the potential of a violation of its federal investor protection rules in connection to Terra's marketing practices. In South Korea, authorities launched a full-blown investigation in May, looking into whether the price manipulation and other ill-intentioned moves were behind the fall of UST, as well as a class action lawsuit being sought against the CEO Do Kwon and Terra Labs by the U.S. District Court in Northern California. Do Kwon claims to be devastated by the collapse of the project. The Terra Labs co-founder claims to have lost most of his wealth in the crash and denies the claims the project was a scam. We will be continuing to investigate this story as it heats up. Moving into our next story, which is also getting pretty heated, is Three Arrows Capital borrowed from lending firm Genesis, committee formed for liquidation process. Failed crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has been in the spotlight because it has defaulted on debt obligations for multiple companies in the crypto space. As a consequence, big players in the space collapsed following 3AC into insolvency. The crypto hedge fund filed for bankruptcy in the state of New York. This tactic allows them to gain time and prevent its clients from seizing 3AC's assets to collect their debts. However, the liquidation process of 3AC's assets has begun, ordered by a court in the British Virgin Islands led by financial advisory firm TNO. The company published a document detailing the process, which was published today. 3AC took a $2.36 billion loan with Genesis. The report that TNO's document highlights the total outstanding debt from the failed crypto hedge fund with the lending firm for the first time since rumors of potential insolvency emerged. Genesis is backed by digital currency group DCG, a crypto investment fund founded by Barry Silbert. The report claims a division owned by the firm Genesis Asia Pacific granted an uncollateralized loan to 3AC. In June 2022, Genesis began a legal process to compel the failed crypto hedge fund to honor its debt. The company filed for an arbitration process with the American Arbitration Association. This was probably one of the reasons that led 3AC to file for bankruptcy. The report claims the arbitration process has paused as a result of the liquidation process led by TNO. The block quoted a DCG spokesperson on 3AC's default of its debts with Genesis. Both the DCG and Genesis balance sheets remain strong. With no remaining exposure to 3AC capital, Genesis continues to be well capitalized and its operations are business as usual. In total, the report claims Genesis' loan to 3AC was backed by 17 million shares from Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, 450,000 shares in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, 2 million in Avalanche native token, and 13 million Near tokens. Back in June, Michael Morrow, CEO at Genesis, confirmed that they liquidated a large counterparty to mitigate losses. According to the executive, this party failed to meet a margin call. Thus, Genesis was forced to hedge the liquid collateral. At that time, Morrow said clients' funds were not affected. The document published by TNO claims Morrow was more than likely referring to 3AC. Furthermore, the document lists the crypto hedge fund's outstanding debts and companies impacted by 3AC's default. In addition to Genesis, the document shows Celsius, Arcus Capital, CoinList Services, DRB Panable, SBI Crypto, Voyager Digital, and others lent money to 3AC. A 5-member committee of creditors of bankrupt hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has been formed according to 3 sources with knowledge to the matter. The committee is comprised of Genesis, Digital Currency Group, Voyager, CoinList, Blockchain.com, and Matrixport, the sources claim. Creditors voted based on their voting power, size of their claim, and 5 members were ultimately chosen. 4 to 5 members are mentioned in the 3AC's affidavits obtained and reported by the block earlier today, except for Matrixport. One of the sources said Matrixport has also been added to the creditors list. The block has learned that TNO will publish updated affidavits. 3AC had grown into one of the crypto industry's biggest hedge funds before May's collapse of the Terra ecosystem left it facing significant losses. Last month, a court in the British Virgin Islands appointed financial advisory firm TNO to handle 3AC's liquidation, and 3AC filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy in New York a few days later. Collapsed 3AC is owned by 27 crypto companies, approximately worth around $3.5 billion. The largest creditor on the list is Genesis Asia Pacific, PTE Ltd., a unit of the brokerage subsidiary Digital Currency Group, which has loaned $2.3 billion to 3AC Genesis CEO Michael Morrow. Genesis CEO Michael Morrow recently said that DCG had taken on some of Genesis liabilities. As you can see, more fallout from Terraformer Labs continues to throw ripples to the market, and 3AC is the latest victim. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter over at crypto_Lajara. That's crypto_LAJARA. You can follow the official FAL Crypto Consultants Twitter over at CryptoFAL. That's CryptoFAL. FAL is a one-stop shop for your cryptocurrency needs, from answering questions to new people to bigger institutional clients. We're there for you. Regardless if you're a small business or a bank, we'll make sure to take a tailored approach to all your needs. Our team's house is specialists in all areas of cryptocurrency, from mining, trading, creating NFTs, DAOs, staking, and lending questions to general market research. Go to cryptofal.com to learn more. Once again, thank you for listening. My name is Jason Lajara, and have a nice day.